Here we go! The Night Elf have been added to this wonderful video game. Hopefully, if this game goes well and I win, I will go ahead and try and make every single unit at the end of this. And I want to have a close-up look of pretty much everything that's going on. So I've played all 4 races so far in Warcraft 3. And there's no denying that the Night Elf are my personal favorite. Now, it's been a little while since I last played because they only just now got added to the beta. And I've been playing pretty much only the beta. But I'll try my very best to see if I can get a decent game going. There we go. Everything looks really pretty, though. Look at Bob right over here. Bob, the Tree of Life. It's like he's summoning something. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's making a wisp. That's how they get created, apparently. Alrighty, there's my altar finishing. And guess what they added as well? Just like the Death Knight. We have a lady. A lady demon hunter.
Your building is complete.
There we go. And actually, I just realized there's also a lady right there. On the altar of elders. Really cool. Really, really cool. Alright. So that's hotkey 3 and 4. You can now start sending your wisps over in that direction. Thank you very much. You should probably go ahead and get that tree going so we can eat that very first one. It's pretty cool though. The fact that they have decided to go with a couple of different versions of each hero is pretty sweet. I know actually a lot of people were very upset about the Lady Death Knight for the undead. I don't really know exactly why that's the case. I thought the Lady Death Knight looked insanely good. Really impressive in general. Ooh, I made a bit of a mistake though. I was definitely supposed to make that Moonwell with 18 supply. Nobody noticed that. It's all fine. Alright.
I stand ready.
At last,
I need you to eat that.
shall have revenge.
And there she is.
Command me. The time has come. We must act.
Alrighty. Let's get going.
My blades thirst.
So I want to back off for a little bit here. And use my Ancient of War for some creeping too. Oh! Tim, why would you do that? No, I wanted to play an actual game! Okay, I'm now going up against Ronan. I hope my current opponent, a Night Elf, is gonna be a little bit nicer when it comes to playing a video game. You know what? Maybe Tim was watching the stream and heard that I got supply blocked and he's like, you know what, Lowko? I'll give you your time to shine. I want you to do a perfect build. So shout out to Tim right there. Either that or Tim disconnected, which is much more likely. Tim is a good fella. Alrighty. So you go ahead and produce one over there. And then we, right over here, go and make our beautiful ancient. Alrighty. We can have a look at one of these kobolds as well. You know, take candle. Does anyone remember the human quest? When you go around Elwyn Forest in World of Warcraft? It's what I think of whenever I see a kobold. Okay, so hotkey the Altar of Elders, hotkey the Ancient of War. Spam your hotkeys so people think you're a pro. We'll go by 8 PM, guys. We will go ahead and play the same build as I did last time. Now I'm going up against a Night Elf. I'm not entirely sure how Night Elf versus Night Elf plays. I have no idea. I'm just doing the same build every single game, and it seems to work out quite well.
Building is complete.
Lady Demon Hunter once again. So I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a little bit of randomness as far as that goes. So I think at some point you will probably be getting like a mill version of the same unit too. Everything looks so good though, right?
Your building is complete.
Okay.
More lumber is required.
40 lumber, right? Yeah. We have enough wisps over here anyway. So you guys can start harvesting right over there. Alright, so I brought a couple of wisps over here. Just so I can repair. And also eating the tree here allows him to regenerate some life over the course of the next couple of minutes. Or seconds, I guess.
Fair enough.
Create more moonwalks.
At last, we shall have revenge. Quickly. Run for your life.
Okay.
None shall survive.
Walk away.
Revenge. Command me. Quickly. At
Your
last.
building is complete.
My blades thirst.
There we go. Getting a little bit of experience right now. Need to make sure the Ancient does not get the final hit. It getting the final hit is actually very annoying, because then it takes all of the experience.
We must act.
You can go over there, by the way. Should be fine.
Command me.
Now my Demon Hunter is taking a little bit of damage too, but nothing too terrifying.
Quickly.
Okay, you can go back to harvesting. You can go back to producing some more of the Ranger ladies, and we will finish off the Renegade Wizard together.
We must act.
Very good.
Duronica,
If all goes well, I am indeed level 2.
though I be damned.
I will go tier 2 here, and I will produce 2
My
more
blades thirst.
of the Archer ladies. You can go ahead and hang out over here for a while, so we can scout if there's like any expansion going up for my opponent, and then you can't really see the map very well. There you go. You can go right over there. Menu of health, always good. I will rally on top of my hero right now. So her name is Sin Dweller, or Sint Dweller. Maybe her name has a last name. I'm not entirely sure. I doubt that that is the case. I will go ahead and go up to 50 food here.
My blades thirst.
We don't need too many units here for the early game defense. I know with like building placement and stuff, which I'm not really executing particularly well, but you can defend pretty much everything.
Our warriors have
must
engaged
act.
the enemy.
And now that you are done producing the third Archer lady, I want you to go over in that direction.
The time has come. At last.
Circlet of Nobility, very nice.
My blades thirst.
As soon as my Tree of Life is tier 2, I will put down 2 Ancients of Lore so we can start producing some Dryads and some Bears. The Bear Boys, always very nice.
At last.
I want you to go over in this direction. Takes you a little while to walk over there, but I'll try and see if I can bait some units
At last.
in this direction.
Done. Point the way. Fair enough.
Your
Say
building
no
is complete.
Fair enough.
A couple of Murlocs,
Command me. We must act.
very nice.
The time has come.
Once again, same rule or the same rule still applies.
Quickly.
Your building is
We must
complete.
act. The
I don't
time
want
has
the Ancient here to get the final hit. Alright. You can eat a tree and go back.
My blades thirst.
I was a little bit late right there with tier 2.
The
So that's
time
hurt
has
just a
come.
little, but
Quickly.
let's have you guys go over in that direction. And I do want to go ahead and now also get myself the Boots of Speed. There we
We
go.
must act. Duronica. Quickly.
Hello.
Command me. My
Upgrade
blades
finished.
thirst.
Okay, so there's tier 2. I want you to go on over here and get myself the Panda Bear guy.
Fresh, cool ale.
Fresh,
The
cool
time has
ale.
We must act.
And a second one of these
Our
Ancients.
warriors have
The
engaged
time
the
has
enemy.
come.
Is trouble
Command
brewing?
me.
Is trouble
We must
brewing?
act.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Okay. So we should definitely teleport back.
The time has come. We must act.
New subscriber detected.
Command.
Finally get my fix for my lowly addiction.
We must act.
Thank you very much.
Command me. The time has come.
Another round?
We must act.
Point the way. One shot on your mark. Fair enough.
Quickly.
Waiting on you.
The time
Okay.
has come. Command me.
Thank you for the resub. Did end up losing one Ancient of Lore there, which is a little
The
bit
time has
unfortunate, but
come.
we didn't take too much damage.
Quickly.
Could you maybe repair that? What's the hotkey for repair? Yeah, or renew rather, sorry.
The time has
I'm a
come.
Night Elf.
Command me.
And you are gonna be hotkey 6.
My
Your
blades
building is
thirst.
complete.
I'll put
Command
it on your
me.
tab.
Alright, so I don't know if they're gonna come back,
Last.
but just in case, I will buy another one of those
The
scrolls.
time has come.
Making my first Dryad right now, which I will rally top of the Panda
Your
Bear guy.
building is
Command
complete.
me.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Good.
My blades
There we
thirst.
go. Let's get that.
Quickly.
Oh no, I actually did not want to quite go over here, although we probably can.
Your blood is mine. Command me.
Research
great
finished.
My
outdoors.
blades thirst. Quickly.
Alright, so this does make the Ogre Magi take a little bit of damage. I don't really have any reliable healing just yet. Till I get my bear boys out.
The time has come. Duronica.
Other than, of course,
Your
the...
building is complete. Insufficient gold.
Quickly.
Other than, of course, the Moonwells.
None shall survive. Command. Quickly. At last.
Okay.
Duronica.
Trying to see if we can do this one right over here. Getting a little bit aggressive right now, though. But since I do have a healing scroll, I think I should be okay.
Insufficient gold.
Quickly.
Insufficient
Command
gold.
me.
Creeping is just so huge in this game. You can get so much
The time has
value
come.
out of just simply... Okay, my opponent hasn't expanded.
We must act.
Just simply being higher level than your opponent. I'll just go with the most basic skills right here. So mana burn is extremely good.
Research finished.
I know you can like set the alcohol on fire and all that, but we do want to go tier 3 here pretty soon.
Research finished.
We must act.
Considering my opponent hasn't really creeped that much, I think I should be in a good spot.
Insufficient gold.
Okay, so we need 330 gold. That's going to be my next
Run for
objective.
your life.
Our warriors have engaged.
Command me.
Okay, so tier 3.
My
And once we get tier 3, we can get the bear boys.
I'm awake. I'm
Quickly.
awake.
New subscriber detected.
My
Okay, so it
blades
looks like he's doing the
The time
objective
has
right
come.
now. I'm going to go ahead and head back after this for a little bit.
Another round.
Thank you for the resub, by the way, as well, Dark Anubis.
Our sacred
Our
grove is being
warriors
have engaged the enemy.
Okay,
Quickly.
so actually he just leveled up because I got that
Command We must act.
Is trouble brewing?
Command me.
that small little camp. Okay,
Quickly. Duronica.
Another round.
another
Give it
round.
a shot.
My blades.
There's not a lot of camps anymore remaining, though.
Command me. My blades thirst.
I'm gonna also
last.
start hotkeying separately here between ranged and melee units.
Waiting on
Research
you. Is there
finished.
trouble?
The time has come.
is yours.
Anador and
Which I found to be very helpful.
we must act. Duronica.
The sleeper.
I do get some experience here.
Thirst.
Not a lot, but a little
We
bit.
must act.
Are we being
So we're at 50 supply here, which is just below upkeep, which is exactly what we want. I can start getting a couple of upgrades right now, too. I'll queue up a couple.
The time has come.
What is
Quickly.
nature's
I don't really want to fight yet. Not until I get
We must act.
Are we being
my bear upgrades. So I've got one of them right now, but I'm looking for the Claw Master
Quickly.
training, which is very helpful.
My blades.
Okay, that's good now.
Is there
thirst.
trouble?
If he really wants to fight, I will.
We must act.
What is nature's call?
The time has come.
You see the little
Command me. The time has come.
Okay.
Duronica.
my strength
My
is yours.
blades thirst. Anador Andor. At last.
Is trouble
Research
brewing?
Did sadly lose one of my bear boys.
Quickly. Anador Andor.
You see the little arch.
Is there trouble?
For the trees.
The time has
Our
come.
time is short.
Oh, you know what I should have done?
We must act.
Yeah.
Another round.
What is nature's call?
Upgrade finished.
Command me.
Should have healed.
My strength is yours.
Quickly.
Are you healing?
Trouble brewing?
Anador
Where
Andor.
shall I strike?
The time has come.
I don't know if she's healing.
You see
My
the little
blades
arch.
thirst.
She doesn't seem to be healing. Obviously, this is still beta,
My strength
so maybe I'm mistaken, but
Another round.
My blades thirst.
I'm not sure what happened there.
The time has come.
No, I guess she was healing. It just doesn't have that that visual effect, or maybe I wasn't really paying close attention to it.
Of course.
Hold up.
Once.
Oh yeah, no, it does have a little effect. It does have a little effect. It's just not as obvious.
We must act.
Is there trouble? Making trails.
Okay, so that fight was, technically speaking, not that good for me, I don't think.
Command me. We must act.
Research
But
finished.
My blades.
What is
they're not very likely to fight anytime soon. I don't want to get a third hero here, so I'll just get some more upgrades instead.
The sleeper has awakened.
Did I get the bear boy upgrade? I believe I did.
The time has
Is
come.
there trouble?
Veronica.
My strength is yours.
Can you heal him?
Of
Good.
course. At once.
And there we go. So the bears, they look tiny. I don't know what's up with the bears. Once again, I will look at the
Are we being
I will look at all the
betrayed?
models in detail after this one.
Sleeper has
My blades thirst.
Hi.
Anador, Anador.
So this camp is really
there
strong.
trouble?
This is by far the strongest camp here.
Has come. We must act.
This turtle is actually insane.
What is nature's call?
He's level 7, so he actually is like smart as well. Like he hits the low health targets first. Let's see what he gets.
Research finished.
Something fatality. I don't know what it does.
another round.
Increases the hit points of 200. Well, okay, to 150. Is that good? Guess so.
Hi.
Especially on my tank.
Veronica. Though I be damned.
So right now we can heal here using that spell instead, which is very helpful.
Anador, Anador.
And we can definitely start looking into like another expansion. I guess if I get an expo here, I can get one more bear as well before being supply capped.
Research finished.
Let's get the wellspring. And I'll go up right now towards 2 additional one of these. And then if I want to, I can go into upkeep with maybe like chimeras or
The
something.
time has come.
I'm game.
Quickly.
But let's not rush it. I noticed that like going into upkeep is like a massive hit. You don't really want to go into upkeep unless you need to.
Command me.
Gladly.
Considering I've been winning fights, I don't think I necessarily need to take the gamble.
Quickly.
Hi. Our
My
safe for the
blade
tree is being
thirst.
desecrated.
Though I be
Okay, so
damned.
he already has chimeras.
The time has come.
I'm not entirely sure what's
What
great
is
against
nature's
chimeras.
call?
One thing I can do though
At last.
is head on back right here on my
Though I be damned.
heroes and get like an Ancient of Wonders Orb of Venom, which makes my
More lumber is required. Your build
my other
is
lady
complete.
hit up. Maybe I should go up to additional dryads here, to be honest.
Your
Probably not a
build
bad
is
idea.
complete.
The time has come.
Inventory
The
is full.
sleeper has awakened.
You can give that one to him.
Veronica.
Okay.
Command
Is there
me.
trouble?
My strength
My
is
blade.
yours.
Got a lot of these right now. I don't really need any additionals. I'll start making some additional dryads instead. And I'll also send some additional wisps over in this direction. Want to continue upgrading them, if possible? Nope, can't do that.
Command.
Are we being invaded?
My
I'm
blade.
game.
I also want to see if I can get a wisp over here so we can see if he's trying to expand. Try and just scout around the map a little bit more in general. I could go up to a third hero, to be honest. A third hero might not even be a bad idea.
What is
Quickly.
nature's call?
At
Making
last.
trails.
My blade.
Yeah, so Chimera attacks are
The great
considered
outdoors.
magic
What
attacks.
is nature's call?
And dryads, I believe, aren't affected by magic attacks at all. So they are pretty phenomenal against it.
My blades
trouble?
thirst.
I don't think I want to push in there though. Considering there's like a bunch of like
Are we being invaded?
a bunch of
must
protectors.
Is there trouble? What is
Anador,
nature's
Anador.
call?
At last. The time has come.
Okay, so he's trying to expand.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Quickly. Command me.
What is nature's call?
We must act. The time has come.
Are we being invaded?
Command me.
Have one on the house.
My blades thirst.
You see, Melinda.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Another
Our
round.
sacred grove is being desecrated. Hi! What is nature's call?
Okay, one Chimera down.
Blades thirst. Quickly.
You see.
Hero down.
Has come.
Is there trouble?
We must
The hunt
act.
is on.
My blades thirst.
Dark Ranger down.
Hi!
At
Is there
last.
trouble?
Nice. Nice. Alright. You know what? We can get some big boys out. If we really need to.
My blades thirst.
Are we being invaded?
So that was great. Okay, yeah, my opponent just decides to immediately leave the game from there. Awesome.
The time has
So what I want to do, I want to go ahead and make every single Night Elf unit and have a look at every single one of them in detail,
My
okay?
blades
Is there trouble?
thirst.
So, first thing we'll do is go and make a couple of these so we can max out, makes it a little bit
Command
easier.
me.
Hi!
And we can get started by sending everything right over here. So I want to have You. And then the rest can stay back there. And then one of you as well.
Research finished.
I want to make a Huntress and a Glaive Thrower. I want to make a big boy.
Insufficient gold.
That's what I was worried about. You are pretty expensive. A Mountain Giant. So those are 350 gold. Although I have my second mine here ready to go. So it should be okay. We also need to make the Chimera, what's it called? The Chimera Roost, and then also the Ancient of Wind.
My path.
By the way, gotta say, like, all of the 2D little images look incredibly good, right? Really sick. Really, really nice. We have the Chimera Roost, and we have the Ancient of Wind, which is 140 lumber too. Okay. I don't really need any additional wisps, right? We can just move some of you guys over there. Okay, so there we go. Now I have all the structures that we really need. So I have hotkey 5 here. Got all of you guys. You're hotkey 7. And you're hotkey 8. Okay, so the Ancient of Wind is going to be my main thing to look at right here. Okay, so let's get started with... Well, first off, the Lady Demon Hunter.
At last.
Just like many of the models... When zoomed in, they look absolutely incredible.
Your building is complete.
I feel like in general, the Night Elf look a little dark. And also, maybe it's because I haven't played like a million games of Warcraft 3.
Anador.
But like the mill Night Elf, Demon Hunter, is built like an absolute tank. Like, he's basically got the sickest like V-taper ever. Like his like lats right over here go basically like from his waist out. It's like the sickest triangular shape ever. So, I don't know. I feel like her model is a little small or something like that. But maybe it's just a matter of getting used to though.
Though I be damned.
Though I be damned.
Anador.
Alright. Next up we have the Panda Bear guy, who's not really a Night Elf unit, but we see him a lot with Night Elf. This is just a neutral hero from the shop, good old Chen. Or this guy is known as Mushy Ilhearth. They nerfed his belly. His belly used to be bigger. Although I got used to that one very quick. His fire looks really good too. Little bit harder to like see, I guess. Well, not really, but it's like less obvious what he hits. Still looks absolutely sick. Looks really, really cool.
Oh, gladly.
Oh, gladly.
Have one on the house.
I put it on your tab.
Oh, gladly.
And I can make one more hero too. So do we want to go with Keeper of the Grove, the Warden, or the Priestess of the Moon? Which one would you guys like to see more? Warden, Priestess, or Keeper? Warden? Oh, it's immediately Wardens? Okay, I see a million people saying Warden. Okay, Warden. Let's make the Warden. That one will take a little while. In the meantime, I also want to queue up from you all 3 units. Yes, please. And then from you, the Chimera. So actually, like I gotta say, all of like the 2D art, all of like the non-moving things, like all of these little portraits and images and stuff, look absolutely incredible. Like really, really cool. Also, like when you make a structure, look at this little screen over here. I don't normally highlight those very much, but this looks insanely good. Really, really good stuff.
Command me.
Speaking of looking cool, didn't really do this very much on the other races either. But these are kind of like units for the Night Elf, right? I mean, they can fight. Looks incredible. I still hope it's gonna be a little bit brighter. I would love to see it just a little bit like, you know, a little bit brighter, a little bit more green, I guess. Ah, look at him. Walking around like that. Yeah, so there are still some bugs, obviously, because they only just now introduced them very, very recently. But I'm a big fan. Okay, so here's the Chimera Roost. I mean, that one's, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have a face, so it's less interesting to look at, right? What's going on with you, bud? Are you okay, bud? So, the Ancient of Wonders is always kind of interesting, right? It's actually just a turtle. But he's in his shell when he's not walking around. How cool is that? Like his face is back in the turtle. I love that. That's so sick. Really cool. There's like a root coming out of his out of his shell there. I think Ancient of Wonders is 10 out of 10. Really cool. Really, really cool. Okay, the Ancient of Lore. He looks like a tribe leader, right? It's a smart man. He's like the CEO of the the CEO of the party. He's the one actually in charge. But we all know that the one who gets to say final decision and everything is the Ancient of Lore. Really clever. And then over here we have the Ancient of Wind. This one has like wings. It's kind of like birds. Or it's kind of like a bird in a way, because pretty much everything it produces has to do with flying units, or at the very least, you know, they're related to. Okay, we have had, well, the different heroes here as well. And actually, I hadn't seen the Warden yet. I was saying that the Demon Hunter looked kind of tiny, right? The same right here for the Warden. The Warden looks absolutely incredible. Kind of wished once again, and I've said this about literally every single unit in the game so far. I kind of wish that they made the colors pop a little bit more. She looks incredible. Kind of looks like she is a little smaller though in comparison to the Demon Hunter, right? And Demon Hunter is kind of small.
Let me investigate.
I would love it if like her colors were a little brighter too. I think the golden color could definitely use a little bit of polish too. Just a little bit to set it apart.
Quickly.
But yeah. What do you guys think? The Warden looks the best here by far, right? Oh yeah, she doesn't have a cape anymore. Well, she does have a cape, but it's like part of her robe, I guess.
Shall be swift.
Really good. Really, really pretty.
I can taste
We must
their
act.
fear.
Okay. Let's go for the basic ones.
Sworn to avenge.
The time has come.
Are we being invaded?
Do I not have, oh. I should get one archer as well. I don't know if I actually have one. There might be one over here somewhere. I'm not sure. Okay. So here we go.
Make
The
it
Huntress.
fast.
Ooh. Did not realize that the Huntress is literally just wearing, like,
Absolutely.
underwear and shoulder pads.
I stand ready.
And, like, some sort of
New
dress-looking thing.
subscriber detected.
Thank you, Crawls Rogue.
Thanks for all the great streams and laughs, Loco.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you for the 26 months. It's nighttime. Hold up. Can you stop hiding? Stop hiding.
Is over.
Oh man, I can't properly show you because it's nighttime. Okay, fine. I'll come back to you guys in a little bit.
Absolutely.
I'll come back to you guys
As
after,
the goddess wills.
after, I guess, the daytime is back. The last unit right there from the Ancient of War is the Glaive Thrower. Ooh, it's got a little face. Wait, has it always had a face? I have never noticed it's got like a little face in the front. I guess you see it like this, right? Its face is like covered most of the time. Really, really cool. All right.
Command me.
Everyone who's already been judged is gonna go over there, okay? Same for you guys. Actually, did I uproot you yet? I don't know, but we already saw that earlier. Yeah, I love the Ancients. The Ancients look insanely good. Okay, you guys, I know it's gonna take you about 7 minutes, but go ahead, walk over there. I don't even know if you can get out of the base, but it's okay. Next up, we will have a look at the Druid of the Claw. So, the Druid of the Claw transforms, right?
Of course.
So, when he's in like his walking form, I guess, when he's like in his Druid form, he's kind of got this really weird posture where he's like hunched over a lot.
My path.
Yeah, he looks a lot like a werewolf. I kind of feel like they look a little bit more like they walk upright. Like he's... I don't know, maybe it's never been supposed to be a bear. No, it's literally called bear form. I was gonna say, maybe it's supposed to be a wolf? He looks a little Worgen-like, and not so much like a night elf, I suppose, but maybe I'm crazy. He's a little hunched over, and I've always kind of felt like they walk a little bit more upright. He also got his, like, arms out like this. It's funny, though, because you have, like, this idea of what the Warcraft 3 units look like in the original game. But really, when you look at it up close in the Warcraft 3 original, it's just a bunch of pixels. You don't really know exactly what it's supposed to look like. But these guys look a little bit hunched over. They do look sick though, so I'm definitely not worried about that. I don't think they need to necessarily change that either. They look really, really cool.
Of course.
But they look a little bit more Worgen-like. I think that's the best way to say it. Now, what I don't really like is their bear form. Did you see that? Actually, I didn't realize it, but like near the end of the animation, it like gets smaller. Did you see that? Okay, that's certainly a bug. Yeah, it becomes like a little baby bear. Why is it doing that? Okay, that is definitely a bug. Okay. Yeah, they shrink. I don't think they're supposed to be that small. Yeah, so everything is still beta. Okay, I was gonna say, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense how large the Druid of the Claw is, and then how small the little bear is, because it makes it look more like a wolf than a bear. But yeah, the model itself, incredible. Really good. Can you roar? Yes. Yeah, it's more like a little baby pup, like a cup, I guess. Yeah, but still really good. I'm sure they will fix that little bug. Next up, let's have a look at the Chimera. Does look really good though. All of the models, man, when you zoom in. Yeah, it is big. It is big. Maybe it's not so much that it's like small. It feels skinnier. It's like a bunch of the units in the game, and I feel like I've given this feedback a couple of times. It looks skinnier and like it looks more like a frost worm, you know what I mean? It looks a little bit more, I don't know, it's like it's been on a diet. They've just been slimmed down a little bit. Maybe it's a keto chimera. Yeah, you know what? Now that I look at it a little bit closer, it's actually massive, and it seems like it's flying like 1 meter above the ground. Feels like it still might accidentally brush the ground every once in a while. Yeah, the Frostworm was also a little bit slimmed down though. Okay, now next one. I know that this is gonna be a channel favorite.
For the trees.
There she is.
New subscriber detected.
Thank you, Tanza. I appreciate it. Welcome back. 1 year. Looks really, really, really good. And for some reason, it feels like the saturation on this model is higher than that of the other units.
The time has come.
So, for example, especially when you looked at the orcs up close. Oh, you're stuck.
Me.
Are you stuck?
I am the iron hand of justice.
Quickly.
There's like a massive size difference between a lot of the units.
Time has come.
I'll put it on your tab.
Command
Okay.
me.
How much bigger is the Demon Hunter here?
The time has come.
Yeah, so with the Demon Hunter, or with the Orc rather, the heroes were all significantly bigger than the units themselves. Which may not necessarily be very realistic, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Because it makes the game easier to read, right? I would not be against scaling up the models of the heroes a little. Like, just in general. Like, this makes sense.
Let the hunt begin.
But, I mean, the hero... Like, it's just like when I played my very first game against the Mountain King. Like, the human hero. He was so small. But yeah, the Warden looks absolutely incredible. I just hope that they skill them all up a little bit. And maybe make the colors pop just a little more. In general, though, those are very easy things to fix. Whoa. You walk pretty fast, for some reason. I expected you to walk much slower than that. Alrighty. There's the mountain giant. What is growing out of him? What is this? What are those? Like... some sort of, like, mushroom? Yeah, I think they're mushrooms, right? It's like a fungus kind of thing, yeah. Huh. Yeah, looks great. Very easy to obviously read. You know exactly what you're getting with one of these, but it feels like it's walking faster. Now, usually when that's the case in a game, the model is smaller. Because it's probably got the exact same number for movement speed. It definitely has the exact same number for movement speed. But maybe it's just a little bit... it feels a little bit smaller, I guess. Okay, when we give it a tree... Whew, it actually picked it up by its roots. That's pretty sick. Looks really, really nice. It's now also got toes. They gave it toes. You know what I'm really curious about? I'm sure someone will put this together. I would love to see a current version of Dota, like Dota 1, but with the reforged heroes. Like, that's tiny right there, right? This tiny looks better than, like, the Warcraft or the Dota 2 tiny. The Dota 2 tiny does not look nearly as good as this guy. Really sick. Okay, and now we have, like, the final units from the Ancient of Wind. Those are the last 3 in the game.
My bidding. For my brothers, it has begun. For my brothers.
He looks good. It's funny because if you look at him like this, it kind of all looks like the same color to me. He's tiny, right? He's tiny and the colors are not nearly as bright as I want them to be. I feel like that's been every single piece of feedback I've given so far. I really feel like they could just up the saturation slider of this dude and just make him far brighter and just more legible and just a little bit larger too. Yeah, he's a little bit washed out, which probably makes sense if you're like designing the unit in like a 3D modeler kind of program. I don't really know exactly how that works. But against like, if you like have him singled out on like a black background, I'm sure he looks great. And he does. But it doesn't really fit into the game nearly as much because he's just really washed out and just not saturated enough. I can definitely research crow form, yeah. I need to find my ancient though. No, it's Ancient of War, Ancient of Wind.
Quickly.
We can definitely get crow form here.
We must act.
Oh, it's nighttime again? I was supposed to still check you guys out. Alrighty, so here's the hippogriff. Hippogriff, why are you, is that because you're going up a little hill? Why are you sideways? Oh, it actually idles like that. Aw. Those look awesome. Yeah, it's drifting. Yeah. Those look really good. So those models are way brighter, I guess. Although I still would not be... I would not be against making that, like, chest, like the yellow-greenish part. I would not be against making that even brighter. Like, Warcraft 3 looks pretty cartoony, right? Especially original Warcraft 3.
Mark. Done. All too easy.
Now we can still get the Hippogriff Rider.
Research finished.
Where are you? The Master Training.
Your move. Your
There it is. So there's the archer on the Hippogriff, which apparently makes it no longer idle sideways.
All too easy. To the skies.
There's like a weird animation reset
All too easy.
every once in a while where it like clicks over. Yeah, you see that? It, like clicks over for no apparent reason. Yeah, looks good.
All too easy. Hold on. Fair enough.
And then the last unit we need to check out as well is the Fairey Dragon. That thing looks amazing. Look at that. Woo! That's really good. I like it a lot. That's Puck. Hey.
Research finished.
Feels good. Looks good.
I am prepared. Thy bidding.
Alright, so the crow form on the druid. Pretty self-explanatory. It looks like a crow. Yeah, the bird looks pretty small too, right? That's what I was thinking. I haven't seen a lot of these units in multiplayer in general. And I guess there's no like denying what this would be if you saw it in a game. Plus, it doesn't really come into play very much in combat. But also looks a little small. I guess the whole druid of the talent could just be upped by like 50%.
It has begun.
Your move.
Alrighty, so now that it's daytime, we can have a look at some of these units too.
Enlighten me.
So here's the archer.
Away.
She is
Fair enough.
not very well protected in the torso area. She also walks a little bit hunched over. I don't think they... I'm trying to remember what they do in Warcraft 3 Original. Don't they sit down on one knee or something like that?
Done.
I feel like they don't sit around like hunched over like that. I know they have like... But it's not like there's... Huh, I don't know. I know they are hunched in Warcraft 3 Original, but don't they like sit down on a knee or something?
Say no more.
What does the attack animation look like?
I'll give it a shot.
I guess the attack animation is kind of like a lot of the animations. It looks a little bit stuttery or something. It also doesn't really look like the arrow is necessarily coming from her bow, right? It very clearly appears right over here, like it comes out.
Fair enough.
And then the last one right over here, the Huntress.
Standing guard.
Huntress also has been slimmed down, I guess, a little bit.
Absolutely.
So that's like perfect posture right there, dude. That posture looks like it hurts.
I shall not fear. Absolutely.
Look, have you heard the very long voice line of the Demon Hunter? It's pretty hilarious. Wait, how do I get it? Do I just click it a million times?
My blades thirst. At last. Though I be damned. At last.
She actually walks around barefoot.
Though I be damned. Quickly. We must act. Command me. I shall fight fire with fire. Chaos boils in my veins. If revenge leaves you cold, you were never warm to begin with. I don't suppose I'll gain more power if I tear my ears off, too? I was fighting with two blades before it was cool.
Here's the plan. We set ourselves on fire, backflip in, and kill 2 Doom Guards each without touching the ground. After that, we fly into the air, mana burn everything, and feast on the demon souls that waft up to our perch. Then we pose. Don't tell me you can't do a simple backflip.
Yeah, you lost me at backflip, I'm afraid.
My blades thirst.
That's awesome. Really, really cool. So what does the Warden do? What do you do, Warden?
I can taste
Quickly.
their fear. Have you reached a verdict? Let me investigate. Benthai Delelune. I shall be your executioner. Only the guilty need fear me. Justice may be blind, but I'm not. Truth, justice, and the Night Elf way. You think you're above the law? What we have here is a failure to communicate. I hold you in contempt. He's no good to me if he's dead. Have you reached a verdict? Benthai Delelune.
Alright. Look at the female Demon Hunter sounds a lot like Kerrigan. It's hard to say, right? The thing is, when you like look up any voice actors, you find out that all your favorite characters have been voiced by the same person. I'm sure Blizzard works with the same voice actors. I know Blizzard works with the same voice actors for a lot of their games. So it's definitely not unheard of.
Last.
Would not be surprised if it's Kerrigan whatsoever, like the same voice actor that is. The here's the plan part sounds like it.
Leaves you cold. You were never warm to begin with.
Wait, she says here's the plan in the final line.
I don't suppose I'll gain more power if I tear my ears off, too? I was fighting with 2 blades before.
Okay, next one. Next one.
Here's the plan. We set ourselves on fire, backflip in, and kill 2 Doom
That did
Guards
sound
each without
exactly like
touching the
Kerrigan,
ground.
yeah.
After that, we fly into the air, mana burn everything, and feast on the demon souls that
You
walk
are
into our
right.
perch. Then we pose. Don't tell me you can't do a simple backflip.
Well, I guess we won't know until, like, you know, the end credits or something of Warcraft 3, where they usually do have the names of the voice actors and whatnot. Oh, wow. The wisp head looks funny. Is there a little head in there? I can't see a little head in there. This little portrait looks terrifying. I'm not entirely sure, but I think general rule of thumb, or the general consensus here, right, is that the game looks really, really pretty. I, once again, just like with all of the other races, hope that they decide to increase the brightness and the saturation and just like the you know, the vibrance, I guess, of all of these units, and then also all of the structures a bunch, just so it fits a little bit better. Like, for example, I think the brightest color of green on the Ancient of Wind right here, like this one right over here, like this little leaf right over here, should be as bright as the background. Either that or dull the background, because right now it feels like it's just not really, like, at the same level. But other than that, I mean, things look really, really, really nice. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. Really, really cool.